attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia on September 11, 2001 were perhaps the most shocking and terrifying events in U.S. history. Americans knew terrorism was a problem abroad, but it had not really hit home that terrorism could be a threat to American national security as well. 20 years later, over 90% of people old enough to remember the attacks remember exactly where they were and what they were doing when they heard the news. The American public was saddened, shocked, and frightened. People's day-to-day lives changed. Many reported feeling generally more careful and more distrustful after 9/11. Half of Americans report that the events of 9/11 changed their personal lives in some way or another. On a national level, the 9/11 attacks prompted President George W. Bush to declare a war on terrorism. With massive popular support, Bush sent troops to both Afghanistan and Iraq in order to stop terrorism abroad, despite neither of these countries having direct links to the attacks on the Twin Towers. The long-term effects of these conflicts included thousands of lives lost with questionable gains, as the Taliban once again took control over Afghanistan when U.S. occupation ended in 2021. The war on terrorism, triggered by the events of 9/11, has been a major part of American foreign policy in the 21st century. The 9/11 attacks also brought up the question of what was more important, national security or personal liberties and privacy, a topic that is still important and still often debated today.